the cucumber's finally growing up the trellis. This is just a branch that I planted in the ground from the main tomato plant, and now it has 2 of its own fruits on it. But yeah, very simple trellis. You just weave bamboo in and out of the stakes and tie it up. Some of these other tomatoes are definitely alive now. They might not be doing the best because the soil's just whatever. But it was just an experiment and it worked. The squash had to be staked because it got blown over in a storm. And a couple of the branches broke, but it's not too bad. It has flowers on it now, so we'll just have to see what happens, if it starts to fruit or not, but it's huge now. I have a couple smaller ones growing around here too. The sunflowers keep getting eaten up by something, but they're definitely growing. Some have been stepped on. I planted them all around this garden bed, but these seem to be doing the best because they get the most direct sunlight. A lot of the rest of this gets filtered sunlight through that tree, which would be nice to take down. I don't know what this is. I saw my mom had some planted at her house, so whatever that is, it's growing. The marigolds are growing a lot. This thing's getting a lot of blooms on it. It's really pretty. I like that color. And then I staked this finally, and it's growing a lot more. So this is definitely later in the season. I would say I planted this probably sometime in June, I want to say. And then I finally got the beans off the ground and encouraged them to grow up, so they look much better now. I just need to already get 2 more stakes and run some more string throughout it, because I mean that seems to be working for now. Or I might just build a trellis like from over there. And then these tomatoes are also growing. Those 2 both have, I guess they all have flowers on them now at this point. So we'll just have to see how they do. And then the thyme and the rosemary, or the lavender definitely look like they're growing. The rosemary not so much, but maybe because I planted this once and it kind of started to establish itself, and then I pulled it up and planted it here. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, or if it's just getting like really shaded out. These peppers, I feel like have looked the same since the day I bought them. So yeah, I really don't, I mean, maybe this one's growing. I'm not sure. I can't remember if they're supposed to change colors or not. This basil was also an experiment. I mean, some of the basil looks like it's getting green leaves again, because like something was eating it. So I don't know if it's just the plant's still infected. Probably. The other one I cut off completely. I might cut off all those old leaves and try to just see if this new green stuff will work. It smells good. These radishes are also our first seed experiment. Then we tried some lettuce and stuff right here, but I left it germinating inside too long. And this is like broccoli or something, but yeah, I don't know how that's gonna do. That's lettuce too, I guess. But it's not really doing a whole lot. And then these are the radishes, so we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. They've gotten quite big. And then, yeah, all these little squashes or whatever these are popping up. There's lots of jalapenos. Those are definitely growing. I can't wait to pick one of those soon. The Tabasco peppers are coming in too. You can see like little tiny ones all over the place. The okra looks good. Very, look at that crazy looking bug. That thing has like pink on it. I don't know if I've ever seen a pink bug before. The bug has cool colors, but yeah, okra loves to attract the pests. But I mean, that's okra growing, I think. I thought it was gonna flower, but either that's gonna be a big old flower or that's okra growing. Ooh, we have another pepper that looks like it's actually growing, if you can see that. And this one's definitely growing, but I've had problems with these, the peppers, these little green ones like this. They fall off a lot and don't grow. I have to come back out and pollinate this tomato again, but it has lots of fruits. There's 3 there. I counted like 8 one day and then 11 the next day, and they just keep popping up every day. There's new tomatoes on this thing now, so that's awesome. All my little herbs, my cilantro, my parsley, my oregano, my sage. This is where I used to have basil, and then that basil just got shaded out. But yeah, the basil really took a number from the pests. It smells so good. And then this is the pineapple sage that had to be moved because it grew too big for that garden bed. And I really want to replant it. I might do that on the hugel bed, but just somewhere with better soil, because the soil hasn't really been treated or anything with compost. I mean, I put a little compost in there with it. And then my wildflowers, I need to move those. I took those from the skate park. And there's Rocco. This is all going to be stuff to make a hugelkultur bed. And we're going to make that right there. Kind of where that patch of sun is. And like to the side of that garden bed. There's like a ditch where water collects. So it's going to be perfect for these logs to soak up all the water and feed the plants. But this compost is being left to just decompose. And then this is the new one that I started. I've just been kind of covering it with leaves and grass clippings. And then all the food and dirt is underneath that. And I flipped this like yesterday, and it was looking really good. I'm probably going to flip it again right now. And then that one, this one's going to be done probably in a couple weeks. I'll probably use the compost underneath this to put on top of the hugel, which needs to be done very soon. Well, I flipped the compost and I added some of the grass clippings and some of the compost dirt to the new compost to help it. And then it just started to rain with the sun out and everything. I was just even thinking about watering the plants too. That's funny. The dogs ran in the basement. They didn't want to be in the rain. It's just a quick rain though. There's the clouds. Now I'm probably gonna go inside to avoid the humidity. I'm thinking about planting stuff like herbs. You know, I have a bunch of these giant containers laying around. Plant some herbs or something in there. I made this nice border too, out of monkey grass. I thought it looked so cool. They look very happy. I added compost to when I planted them, like in their holes. They were all just clumped right there. But I think I'm gonna try to clean this up and turn it into some sort of garden bed or something. Because it gets some sunlight, so maybe half shade type garden. So I've begun the deep rooting process and just kind of tilling up all of this, making it look nicer. Or trying to. I wanted to add this to my video before it got too dark, but I'm gonna jump right into it. And this is my final product for the day. I think it looks way better than it did before. It's kind of like a fresh slate, almost. There's still some roots there. Here, this is kind of just like a clump of roots. And then just like some more little roots, but some mulch and some stuff. And this could definitely grow something. Or just look better.